Hey guys, we're at the Kahana Stunt and Film School. I am so excited.
You guys have no idea the treat that you guys are in for. We're gonna see such cool stuff today. We're definitely gonna check this out.
And I am here, we are here, with the legend, Kim Kahana. Stay tuned. You're not gonna wanna miss this. Hey guys, I am here with the amazing Kim Kahana, founder of the Kahana Stunt and Film School. Kim, thank you so much for taking the time out.
We're very happy for you to be here.
So we're sitting here, and this is amazing. There's just so much history here. Before we get into anything about the school, I want to know more about you. How did you get involved?
Oh God, I had no idea what I would do after the Army, coming out of the service. So I went back to knife dancing at the Seven Seas in Hollywood, and they had a lot of waiters that were extras in movies, and they used to ask me to go to the set with them. So I said, well, yeah, I'll go to set with them. And I went there and I saw guys making crosses and talking. And then I saw cowboys on horses and falling off horses. And I would ask, well, how much are they getting? And they would say $200. And I would say, well, geez, in Korea, I was doing that for free. So how do I get in? Oh, you can't get in. It's a tight thing. I said, well, there has to be a way to get in. He says, well, you got to know the cowboys. So I found out who the best cowboys were, and they were stunt people. And I found out Yakamat Knut was one of the best. Johnny Epper's one of the best. So I went and knocked on their doors and told them I want to be a stuntman. And basically they laughed at me and said, well, get here in the morning. And for 1 year, I cleaned up horse manure for them just to know what's going on. Never asked for a penny. And they took me aside and took me into the movies and taught me almost everything I know today.
Wow, so that's a true story about hard work, dedication, and networking, like getting to know the people around you and learning their craft. So from there, you just kind of went on. What is one of the biggest stunts you've done?
Oh, God, I've done so many. But there was one where I did one called Airport 75 or 77, where I went out of an airplane without a parachute, hooked on, to go to another airplane.
Did you have a parachute?
No. I didn't have a parachute, but I got paid $25,000. It was the highest paid stuntman in the world at that time.
Wow, wow, you are incredibly daring. How did you get so daring? Did you?
It was not daring. I was thinking about the money.
Okay.
basically. Because once you have a family and everything, I mean, if you made $10,000 in the days I worked, that was a lot of money. We were working for $8.50. And then when you would do a stunt, you get into $200, $300, and that was called money. So we went for the stunts, the high paid stunts.
Right. And 25,000, I mean, that's a lot now.
Oh,
Then
yeah.
it's even more. Wow. So naturally, you went ahead and took that expertise and you wanted to build your own school. How did that start?
Well, in the business, I wanted to learn everything. I'm the type of guy that I wanted to learn cameras. I wanted to learn direction. I wanted to learn production, money, and so forth. And I would step in those fields. In those days, if you were a nice guy, you could go to the office and ask questions, and they would help you. Today, they'll throw you out of the office. But I went in there, and then getting into stunt work for about 10 years, it took me to get into the Stunt Association, what was the biggest thing you could do in those days. And then I would see a lot of people getting hurt. And I was thinking, I had karate schools, and a lot of stunt guys would come there and learn roles and stuff. And I said, why don't I open up a stunt school? And I talked to the agency and the stunt people, and they said, never going to work. And I said, well, I'm going to try it anyway. And I thought if I did that, maybe some of the people wouldn't get hurt as bad as they did or killed. So I did open it, and I had to resign from the Stunt Association because I didn't want to involve other people to say what I wanted to do. And it took me about 3 years before everybody came forward and said, you know, that's a pretty good idea.
You have a book that came out last year. Can you talk to us about that?
A book came out on my life, basically. Uh, it took 20 years to write it. This lady that started it and everything, I was against writing all the details about things. But she explained that if I put it in a book form and the way she wrote it, that maybe young kids could read it or old people can read it and get an idea that it's not all a stuntman wants to die or anything like that. It's just a book of how you grew up, what you wanted to do, how you did it, and the hardships and the good side and everything else. So it came out last year and it's selling pretty good. My wife tells me, you know, you got to sign this, you got to sign that, and I'm not into too much of doing all that kind of stuff, but people like it.
That's fantastic. And what's the name of the book and where can we find it?
Kahana, The Untold Story by Ann Kennedy, and you could get it on uh, Barnes Noble, Face,
I'm sure Amazon, maybe.
Amazon,
Yeah.
and all those others. I don't know really that much about it. I'm not too much into it.
That's okay. You lived it. You
Yeah.
lived it. So we get to just read about it.
Yeah.
For those that are interested in the stunt school, where can they go? Where can they find information?
They can find it on the internet, and I do have an interview with everybody. I don't care if you're in Paris or whatever. I want to see what the student is like. If he's 18 years old, if he's 27 years old, 50 years old. I don't want to hear it from your parents. I want to hear it from them. Why would they want to be in this business? Is it the money? Is it the glory? Is it the fame? What reason do you want to do it? I did it because I had no other way to go. I had no education, so I can't be a mechanic or something. I have to be something that's on the job.
Thank you so much for talking to me, guys. If you want to go to a stunt school, this is where it's at. Kahana Stunt School, Stunt and Film School. These guys are amazing. Kim is amazing. Thank you so much again for everything that you did today. Your team is amazing.
Well, your team too. Was
Oh.
good, but they worked with us like pros, and they were pros. Our pros.
Maybe next time we'll, do some type of fall. I don't know.
Yeah, sometimes. Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Camera rolling, guys. Rolling. All right, we're all rolling. Right. Ready, safety's ready. Hey guys, I'm here with Megan and Kevin, two stunt performers here at Kahana's Stunt School. Guys, welcome to the show. Thanks for stopping by and talking to us today.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us here.
So I want you guys to tell me a little bit about your progression into the stunt world, like how you came about to doing it.
Okay, well, I've always wanted to do it when I was a little kid, so I made it happen. About 4 years ago, I moved to Florida, went to a stunt school, got trained, like all the basics, all the safety, because that's important, obviously. And then it's about networking, getting to know people, working with, people that have been in the business or maybe are trying to be in the business as well, and putting yourself out there. And it's really worked for me. I'm starting to, pick up jobs. Obviously, COVID,
Right.
but, we're being safe and we're progressing pretty well now. And yeah, I'm doing pretty well.
What about you?
Me, so I was a backyard again. I used to do some crazy stuff growing up, skateboarding, surfing, blowing things up. So I up in Massachusetts, and I did all that stuff. And I was going to high school, and I asked my guidance counselor, "Hey, I want to do that." And she didn't know anything about stunt work or movie business, so she was geared me to go to school to be like a lawyer or that sort of thing. It didn't quite work out. And then I came down and I saw a stunt show here in Florida, and I said, that's what I want to do in life. So I packed up my gear, came down, and I just literally trained. I didn't have any money in my pocket, so I couldn't go to those professional trainings, but it was. You networked, you picked up skills here, skills there. I had karate and martial arts and skateboarding, so we would switch skills. Hey, you do this, I do that. Let's teach each other.
Yes.
And then from there, I got a stunt woman actually said, hey, you can move real well. I'm going to teach you how to be in the circus. I'm going to teach you trapeze. And she took me under her wing, and next thing I know, within a month, I was flying through the air on a flying trapeze. And then from there, I answered a small ad for the show looking for trapeze guys. And I ended up going to New Zealand and 49 countries on a circus type show. And we would go on. I was out there 8+ years solid. Then we came back to Florida, and I would travel like short gigs like India and stuff, building shows. And that's where I am now. I'm on the building stuff. I'm not as much in front of the camera, more behind all the logistics and the building and the blueprints. That's where I get my jollies off. I love building it and then seeing it happen.
Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And it also helps out because, like, I always tell people, like, if you're not constantly learning your craft, you're doing yourself an injustice. So the fact that you guys have a place where you guys can come out and play, learn new things, push yourself to the limit is a great, and on top of that, you're working with a living legend, you know? So I think that's really cool. So when people come to Kahana Stunt School, like, what can they expect when they're here?
Well, since I've been here, I mean, we've already gone through, tons of fighting. Fighting's awesome. We get to use all his cars out here to like smash each other on. Like we did one where Brandy picked me up and slammed me on the car. I'm like, yay, because you can play with the car and you can dent it without getting, in trouble. We got to do some high falls. There's zip lining. I know he does some fire burns. There's tons of stuff. I didn't get to go to his class, unfortunately, but I'm not sure if you know more about what he teaches in his classes.
You're gonna break out of your shell.
Yeah.
Whatever fears you have, he's gonna make sure you're comfortable with doing the stunt. Whether it's a high fall, whether it's a rappel, whether we go into the burns, whether we do the car drag, whatever it is, he's not just gonna throw you out there. He's gonna make sure you're good to go. So, and then you'll be able to walk on a set and say, hey, I have the skill to do a high fall.
Yep.
I have this, and comfortably say that. If a director says, can you high fall? Yes, I can high fall. Can you rappel? Yes, I can fall. Without having to lie. You will have that skill coming out of here.
Right.
Now, when it comes to like the school here itself, would you say is this a place where somebody who has absolutely no stunt experience can come in and try it out, or do you have to have
Absolutely.
a level?
Definitely.
I think for sure, because I think what's most important in stunts is safety. And since I've been here, that's always what he talks about he tells you what's going to happen, how you should do it, how the crew's going to do it with you, how to, if you're landing, or how to, when you're getting the fire extinguishers, anything like that. I mean, he starts from very basic to teaching you to be up with the pros. And you can walk in on a set. I know I'd be comfortable because I know how it is. He said from start to finish, this is what they're going to say. This is how it's going to work. So absolutely, I used to be an average Joe from Ohio in a small town. And when I came here, you learn from the bottom and then you work your way up and then you keep learning. And that's what I love about him, is that he just has so much knowledge and he wants to help you learn. He's excited to share that with you. So if you come and you're teachable, you can learn anything, for sure.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's that safety. He will teach you that safety. The essence stunts is not stunts, it's safety.
Yep.
Safety first. The flashy stuff comes after. And then, like I said, when you walk on a set and a coordinator sees, wow, this person, they know their stuff. They're pretty sick. Wow, they're taking that extra second or extra minute to set the rope, to set the knot, set the carabiner. They know not to drop a carabiner. Those are those little things that the coordinators look for.
Right.
And where you learned it here. You
do.
learned it, and it gets drilled in your head. You learned it here.
So tell us, so for you guys, what do you guys have planned next? Do you guys have any big projects that you guys are looking to work on?
I hope to have another film in I think it's about a month. It's with COVID, everything's kind of like on hold, but I do have that in the works. So until then, I'm just gonna come play here.
Yeah, and me, my next big thing is I'm gonna plug it. K2 Stunts, second unit stunts. We're building a stunt building team where we do not just the flashy stunts, where we will actually build it from the ground up, from blueprints, from wood, where we will build effects for events, effects for theme parks. That's where I would like to go with Kahanas and K2s. That next level up. I want to, like I said, I want to level up. Like a video game, bring it here, and then bring more film work to here as a working movie set.
You know what? You might see me at K2 if I get the bravery enough to start getting those falls in. You might see me
I'll
around
just
there.
throw you off here.
Yeah, that's cool. That's
I second that. You're going off this right here.
You gotta go down
I think
that
this
way.
is a big mistake. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate. If they want to find out more information about you, whether they want to contact you for stunt work, where can they go to?
You can go to my social media. My Instagram is mjjoyce023. Check me out.
And cool. You can go on my social media also. It's either Kevin Rigo or K2 Second Unit on Instagram, or Hire This Hero on Instagram or my Facebook, or actually check out the Kahana's website. So you can do that. This 2021, there's
Yeah, you
everywhere to
can
get a
find
hold
us.
of us. Yeah,
will
we're in the
find
book.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining us today. It's been a pleasure watching you guys perform today. I mean, honestly, you guys have no idea how cool it is. You see it in the movies, but you really don't appreciate it until you actually see them training firsthand. So if you get a chance, check them out, check the school out. You're in for a treat.
We hope you've enjoyed this incredible look at the Kahana Stunt and Film School. And thank you to Kim and his amazing team for showing us some incredible stunts.
If you're looking to get into the world of stunts, be sure to check them out online. They have classes for all age levels and levels of experience. I'm just glad that I'm not the one who got set on fire this time around.
What do you mean? I set you up for an appointment next week. No?
And as always, if you want to be featured on Indie Cinema Showcase, email us at icstv@yahoo.com.
Also, make sure to follow us on our socials at ICSTV on Facebook and ICSTV Show on Instagram and Twitter.
That's all the time that we have for this episode of Indie Cinema Showcase. And as they say in the film industry, that's a wrap.
See you next time.
Seriously? You're going to set me on fire?
Yeah, that looked like fun. I saw your face. You loved it.